in your car?
Because I usually don't drive more than myself.
They were always something retribution than
Right.
Cars run over the ground.
expressed any
Right.
collectively.
Which is criminal, right? You know, because you're supposed to have the right to advocate organizing a union or whatever to address other work-related issues and not be subject to retribution. But here, even talking about it can get a person fired, and that's a violation of the law. We often think about the criminal is the guy on the street with a gun or something, but these people are, in their own way, robbing people of their rights every day. The leadership of Walmart, and they're just as criminal as a crack dealer, really. But it's just they're pushing a different type of crack.
Actually, harms even more people.
Yeah. So that's the thing is the reason Walmart played this role in really driving down living wages. I'm old enough to remember the rise of Walmart nationally, and they were a key player in undermining unions in the commercial sector. You used to have United Food and commercial workers. They're still around, but it used to be a lot of the grocery stores were unionized in this city. Not anymore. Instead, they're being replaced by places like Walmart. And they made sure that no unions are going to be formed here. The only way we can form one is through a mass movement that puts pressure from outside and gives the workers support on the inside so they can organize. That's like you do that in South America, it's like social movement, unionizing. It's the same thing we need here. Actually, it's interesting, you know, in Walmart parts of South America, they're unionized. And Argentina, they're unionized. And they are afraid in Argentina that if the American workers stay ununionized and bow more and more to the demands of management, that somehow their union rights will be gutted. So here we have it, you know, we're always talking.
Solidarity.
Yeah.
It's strength in numbers. If they do unionize, then it strengthens the Argentinian Walmart union.
Right, right. So it is interesting how, you know, we're taught that, it's people in the third world that are driving down our wages. Now we have people in the third world afraid what's happening here is driving down their wages. And so, I mean, American workers should think, you know, we're not talking about being millionaires, we're just talking about wanting the same sort of things that Argentinian workers have.
Well, you know, with 7.25 as minimum wage, you have the government, the same government that sets that minimum wage, states that the line of poverty is $11 an hour, full time a week. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they think we're. That's so funny.
Hi.
I already had one from college, UNO. Huh? None of you seen an orange phone, huh? A phone?
No.
No. Sorry, you don't read the cards anymore?
I still do that. I met her when I was
my
a
side
graduate
job.
student.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just that, you know, it's just that, like the poverty line, you know, you have to make $11 an hour at $12 an hour in this country to live above the poverty line. But like 725, you got that same government who sets that, you know, acknowledges that limit, says, you know, we can keep you at minimum wage at $7.50 and work your way well below the poverty line, and it's just, you know, I mean, but this is a perpetual system. I mean, I think honestly, like, if Walmart's really gonna have a change to be unionized, you really need to have a mass walkout.
Right.
You really need everybody to come off. You need to not be afraid of your jobs, and that's the delicate balance, is because they've got us by the, you know, the reason why strikes and stuff worked so well in the 60s is because we have an oversaturated market. The average rate of unemployment was 2 weeks.
Right.
You know, we're playing with a different set of cards here. We don't have the same strength in the community.
Like
we
I
don't have
say,
the same strength in
we could look
economically
at the other countries
in the
where they
20s
have
when it worked.
succeeded.
You know what I mean? That's when like
in
shit was hitting.
Argentina,
Yeah, well, like in
Serbia, some areas.
like here in the 1920s, you know, like.
I'm talking about Walmart. There are some countries that actually
Walmart.
unionize
Yeah,
the Walmart because people think that Walmart cannot be unionized. But I know that in Argentina some are unionized, and Serbia, which used to be part of Yugoslavia, And Walmart, said, well, we're just going to move. And they said, well, you're not going to have the clients. And so they had to choose between, do they want to have a stake in Eastern Europe or South America, or do they want to just write that market off altogether?
Yeah.
And some of those places, they were just said, okay, we don't want to write off Argentina altogether, we don't want to write off Serbia altogether, so we're going to have to deal with the union in higher wages. And they still make plenty of profits.
Of course they do. They could pay everyone a living wage and make boatloads of money. Still, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, they just keep us in poverty.
They're just greedy bastards.
Our greedy bastards. they are really the model greedy bastards.
They are. They are. Like, if you want to be a greedy bastard, learn from Walmart.
Walmart really taught everybody, all the other companies. Because, like I say, when I was a kid, there were a lot of problems, but Walmart developed a new model for doing business in
mainly
America.
after Sam Walton died, really. His kids took
Well, he
control
was
of
always
everything.
pretty hostile to unions.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, his kids are creeps. He comes off as this nice guy, but the reality is, he was always very hostile to union. He came from Arkansas.
Right.
He came in from a non-union area. It wasn't like Walmart came from New Orleans, which is unionized, or Baton Rouge, which has more. He came from Walmart. I mean, from Arkansas. So he brought that, the values.
But back then,
Of that
Walmart
ruling
didn't
class.
have a monopoly on everything like they do now.
But they did not.
They do now. Now they have a monopoly on everything.
But see, in a way, this is perfect for organizing. You've got this one big industry, a bunch of workers,
This is true.
one big company that's organized. But I know for a long time they said steel couldn't be organized, or the automobile plants couldn't be
Right.
organized. And they finally found a way after some decades to organize it. I'm hoping the same thing. Because this will be a game changer if they organize Walmart.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
really going to have a multiplier
Well, yeah,
effect.
because
Very
if they can organize Walmart, then they can organize a whole lot of other things.
That's right. Right. And they can organize on a mass scale in the service sector.
Right.
Which we're told is not possible, but it is possible. Go to Las Vegas.
Yeah, definitely.
And you really need those. You need somebody from the outside working in to get Walmart employees to come out, like to organize.
Yeah.
Because then it's sort of by the underbelly. All of a sudden you have everybody attached to this union from outside. Like you have to do it in a way where they can't see it happening. You know what I mean? That
Right.
gets under the radar because you start to organize, you blacklist.
Right, well, they-
Walmart knows. You know what I mean?
The workers, I think, have to organize, but they're going to have to do it clandestine.
Yeah. That's the only
Like in a
way.
police station.
That's the only way to do it, really.
But eventually they're going to have to come out. But to do the initial footwork in that, they're going to have to, I would think, do it clandestine.
Yeah.
But,
Very much so.
but at some point they're going to have this confrontation. It's just the Walton family is not going to give up this thing of theirs without a fight. You're never going to sweet talk them into it.
No.
But on the other hand, it is possible, it's been demonstrated in other countries, that you can say, okay, if you don't want this market, and you don't want it, you're not going to make any money off it. And they can move maybe out of New Orleans or Baton Rouge, but they can't move out of the whole country. And that's why there's a national movement that stands. They'd be bankrupt without the U.S. market.
Do you know whether ACLU or National Lawyers Guild or anyone is mobilizing?
I didn't see any at this rally, but it doesn't mean that they aren't.
No, I don't just mean for the rally. I mean for one of the things that you were mentioning earlier is you really can't, an employer can't retaliate against an employee.
It's illegal. You can't. It's a crime, but it's
Right. Why? That's what I mean. Cannot lawfully retaliate against an employee for trying to organize a union.
right.
So, do you know whether incident to this whole action, national action, whether those legal organizations
I
are
would
racing
assume.
to maybe help people in the event that they end up being fired? Any employees are fired.
Yeah, that's a good question. I assume because you got the SEIU that there's that they would be finding some sort of lawyers. I mean, I shouldn't take anything for granted, but I assume some of the United Food and Commercial Workers. I don't know. It would make sense that they know how to find lawyers, and hopefully, if they're organizing this, they also have. I'm sure they have access to lawyers. I would hope that they would help promise legal assistance to any of the people who are organizing inside the Walmart. But I'm not a lawyer, but it would be good. Yeah, like the National Lawyers Guild or whatever. I don't know the insides on that. I just know that some of the unions are involved and they have access to it.
That could be a key component to protect people.
Oh, absolutely. They need a lawyer. And the organizers need to advertise it. They do have lawyers that'll help some. Help at least maybe get that first 1 or 2 people out.
They only need a couple of
that's-
suspects.
Other thing that's tough though about Louisiana is they don't have to right to work state. They don't have to. They don't have. Well, they don't have to give a reason when they fire people in Louisiana.
Yeah, there's certain things, but yeah, they just
Pretty bogus.
well with a right to work. I mean, they can't fire you because you're black or you're a woman.
Well, no.
But they used to, but now they can't do it anymore. But
They
now
can
you're
make
right.
up
Just
shit.
about anything else.
Yeah.
And they always make up.
Oh
shit.
yeah.
Remember, these are people who are criminals or engage in criminal activity. It's really, in some ways, a form of organized crime.
Yeah.
Only organized criminals are a little more honest because we're gangsters. they don't deny it, you know. But these people deny that they're gangsters. Also, usually gangsters pay better.
Yeah.
In the mafia, you're going to get paid better
Yeah.
than this. Of course, you'd find
So
out.
I was reading an article this morning that Walmart's major publicity people came out and said that only 50 people nationwide came out to these protests.
Well,
which
we've
has
had
got to
over
be a
50 here.
bald-faced
We've
lie.
had over 50 people here.
I know. They said, well, 50 employees.
Because we had 40 when the march was at its peak, and then we have more people. At least another 10
This
came.
is propaganda.
That's just a
propaganda.
flat-out lie. And then there were people in Baton Rouge, right? So even New Orleans and Baton Rouge together definitely got
Look,
more than
if
50.
you look at the pictures
Maybe it's
on
the only
Facebook
place in
from,
the country where they
from
have
like
it.
Which I
Dallas.
highly doubt.
There's
Yeah.
pictures from Dallas and shit online, and I was looking at damn, there's a lot of people.
I think
Are
the
you
one in
sure?
Miami was really big.
Yeah, I mean,
Are you sure they're not just taking the picture of the New Orleans and Baton Rouge accents and saying it's in Miami and Dallas? You know, yeah.
honestly, I feel like we've had quite a bit of people show up for Louisiana.
Yeah. Here it was, like I said, 40.
We had 25 people at 6 in the morning
Great.
at
Yeah.
Baker.
6 in the morning. That's fantastic. Yes. New Orleans, you would have to literally keep the people overnight. Maybe encourage them to drink until 6 in the morning. Then you've had 25
Just all
people.
take a school back there or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I was impressed there were that many people that early.
Yeah, that really sounds great.
Like,
People want some sort of change.
yeah.